Not being so truthful though. Flat broke.
Yeah.
She was like, yes, I am pregnant, yes, you know, whatever. But, you know, I actually am single now. So, you know, you can be with me. Hello. So I've been waiting for this. I feel like I absolutely... Okay, so I haven't watched Stranger Things. Like, whenever I watch Stranger Things, right, I just watch the next season when it comes out. There's only a few times where I've actually been back to it, and a lot of the time it's because I watch reactions, right? So I've watched people react to it for the first time and stuff like that, even when it's been like years since it's been out. Like, some people watched it when season 4 came out, right? Some people watched like season 1, 2, 3 and 4, you know, when season 4 came out, or even just now, like some people are starting to watch it right now, starting from season 1. So it's kind of crazy because obviously it means that I'm seeing all these kids all over again growing up. And it's kind of funny because, like, when I'm watching it originally, like, obviously I didn't realize, like, they're kids because I was pretty young as well at that time. Like, obviously I wasn't as young as they were in season 1, but, like, season 1 must have been, like, probably, I don't even know how long ago at this point, right? Because, yeah, I mean, they were all so young. Like, even Nancy looks way younger in that season, right? And it was in season 3 when I found out that Nancy and Jonathan's, like, actual actors were in a relationship, right? So it was only then when I figured out that they're, like, the fact that they're an actual couple in real life. So I was so shook because I didn't realize that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know when they became a couple, like if it was in season 1 or 2 or, you know, or 3, but, like, I don't know the timeline of events or anything, so I'd be very interested to know, actually. But, like, they kind of ruined Jonathan and Nancy in season 4 because of all the stuff that they did with, like, Nancy's character. And I don't like what they're doing with Jonathan, Nancy, or Steve, to be honest, because Steve already kind of moved on because he started liking obviously oh my god, what's her name, bro, I should have realized what everyone's names are. Oh my god, lesbian girly, anyway, you know. Oh my god, what's her name, y'all? That's so annoying. Why is it, oh my god, why has it gone out of my brain right now? Yo, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out what her name is. I know it's Maya Hawke in real life, but, like, what is her actual name in this? Like, I don't know. Yo, what is her name? I don't know if anyone's actually gonna say. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm telling you, I don't know what, you know, I don't even know. Apparently we're not going to find out what her name is. I swear, that's so annoying. Anyway, Maya Hawke, you know, her character, he liked her, you know, like in season 3, you know, obviously she is a lesbian, so she told him that, and then he moved on pretty, you know, not in the season, obviously, he just, like, was friends with her straight after that, you know what I mean? But it just makes no sense. There's not only Nancy and her in this whole town that he could like, you know what I mean? Why did they have to write him going straight back to Nancy in season 4? You know what I mean? We didn't need to have him liking Nancy again. Like, it was perfectly fine that Nancy was with Jonathan. Like, I loved Jonathan and Nancy, Jancy, you know what I mean? I don't understand why they have to keep doing this, because then it's making the like fan wars so annoying, because all I keep seeing around places is just like Stancy, Jancy, you know, stuff like that. I'm just like, Jonathan and Nancy are still a couple, even if Steve likes Nancy, and Nancy has this weird thing where she keeps on flirting with different people when she's in a relationship with someone else. It's just reminding me so much of like what Finn, Rachel and Quinn were like in Glee, because every time Finn was dating one of the girls, he always wanted to be with the other person, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. Like, why do we have to keep doing this? Like, I don't understand. Like, they didn't even do that with Nancy, because at first Nancy was with Steve. She wasn't even really flirting with Jonathan in season 1, right? And then you don't want her to end up with Steve anyway in season 1, because he's terrible. In season 1, Steve is a terrible person. Like, he's a terrible character. In season 2, he's still terrible at first, and then he gets a bit better, I think, by the end. I don't really remember. But I think I think so. And then obviously in season 3 is when he's like in his A game, you know, he's way better. But he's way better as a character. It doesn't mean he needs to be with Nancy, you know what I mean? Like, with Nancy was Jonathan. Like, Jonathan and Nancy went through the same traumas essentially throughout the time, you know what I mean? And then they just had to like make Jonathan like just be all stoned and like all strange in season 4. Like, the scenes I actually liked with Jonathan in season 4, I think it was in season 4, was like the first things that they were talking about each other, right? That's why they loved each other, right? And then when you like and then the talk that he has with Will, when he says, basically he's telling him like, even if he's not going to come out, right, he knows that he is gay, right? And he's telling him that he will always be his brother, whenever he wants to tell him the truth, you know, whenever he wants to tell him that, and nothing will change the fact that he loves him, you know. And I just love that scene so much, because it gives Will so much like love that he's needed that whole season. Like, he never got any like love really from anyone, really, like, because, you know, most of them were kind of not there. Like, Jonathan was like, you know, barely there because of like, was it Argyle? I don't remember names, but like, yeah, I just think it's so crazy, bro. This is insane. But then there's also so one of my favorite characters, I think actually he's my favorite character, is Will in this whole show, you know what I mean? Like, as a couple, I love Jonathan and Nancy. They're my favorite couple. Like, I know loads of people also have their favorite couples, you know, too. My favorite couple is them. I love Will as a character, though. I think he is my favorite character. He has been since season 2, I think, because in season 1 obviously he wasn't really there at all. Like, he was just not there. But in season 2, his acting like was amazing. Like, Noah Schnapp, the acting he did in that season was crazy. Like, the crying scene when he's talking to Joyce, he was insane in that season, bro. And then in season 3 he was, you know, kind of just in hell. Like, just going back and forth to, you know, absolute hell. And in season 4 he didn't really have to do anything. He just kept on feeling the back of his neck. Like, I think he did that in season 3 too, but he kept on feeling something was happening with Vecna. I also do love that he's back, you know. It's sad that we won't get any of like the promo stuff we got with because Eddie's character, right, the guy who plays Eddie and the guy who plays Vecna, they went doing like promo together a lot, and it was honestly so fun every time. So we're not going to get that again, which is sad, because I actually really wanted that. But I've not read anything about this as well, but I think Nancy and Jonathan's characters are still in a relationship, right? Not characters, actors. I think they're still together, right? So that's really cute as well, if they really are, because it's been absolutely years, and you know, the fact that they're still together is so adorable. But yeah, I am scared because the first frame of this is Steve. You know, actually, let me in this trailer, actually, because if I end up not reacting to the show, I actually want to give my opinions on who I think is going to die in this show, because obviously at this point there's going to be so many people that could die because it's the last season, and we don't actually know, like, no one would be safe in the last season, you know what I mean? Like, I have my theories that could happen. Now, I think there's so many that make sense, and then there's so many that, do you think they would actually do it? Like, do you think it would actually happen? Because, like, I don't know. But I have a feeling that either Will or Eleven is going to die, because they're both ones that, like, either can stop it or And like Will is the one that's still partially attached to Vecna because he can still feel stuff that's going on, right? So there's those two things, and 11 is obviously one of the ones that can actually stop it from happening. And I don't know if the people who were in that episode that no one liked, I think from season 2 or 3, like there's an episode where they were like different numbers, right, of the children, you know, that, and there was that girl, she was like a different number or whatever, but she was like trying to get 11 to go with her and stuff, and then they never brought them back. But I think it would be kind of cool if they actually did bring them back for a part, because it would make sense that they would want to like close out that story chapter, you know what I mean? Because they do probably need to bring her back so that they can like finish off the whole thing, you know what I mean? Because Papa is dead now, you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to come back. The only ones that can, I don't actually know who the ones that can actually, but I think they've been killing everyone else, so I don't think there's many other people that will be alive at this point that were even involved with the lab stuff. So yeah, that's my thing. But so then I kind of do want Steve to die, but I also have a feeling that it's more likely to be Jonathan, because of the fact that, like, you know, they're not being truthful to each other, and I feel like they're going to be truthful to each other at the end, and then he's going to die. But I just hope that doesn't mean that she's going to end up with Steve, because I don't want that to happen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want, just because Jonathan's dead, I don't want her to end up with Steve. I'd rather her just be alone, you know, for the ending, at least. Like, even if they foreshadowed it in season 4, I'd rather her just be alone, you know what I mean? I don't want her to just jump onto Steve straight after Jonathan is dead. That makes no sense. With her character, right? Like, they'd just be ruining her character all over again. Because to me, she was ruined in season 4 because of the fact that she was like flirting with Steve, like when she was still in a relationship with Jonathan. Like, they're not broken up, they were literally just not in the same place. So it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, and then the other thing is, what was the other thing? Who else do I think could die? I don't think anyone else will die, that's the thing. Obviously we've got the thing with Max, but I feel like she's either not going to come back, or she's just like, she might just end up staying in that bed the whole time, or they might be able to like find her consciousness inside the hive mind stuff. I don't know. Like, honestly, I've got no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if Will is going to actually go, I don't know, like, there's so many things. Like, I've been watching people's like theories and stuff as well, but I just don't know what most of the theories don't make sense to me, you know what I mean? Like, some of the theories that people have are good, but they also don't mean, they don't make sense in the way of like Stranger Things, the way it's been going so far. But then again, they may just switch up the whole thing, you know what I mean? I don't know. So let's just get into the trailer anyway. I've been talking forever. So Steve under something. Oh my god. Yo, what on earth? Oh my god, that was crazy. What is he doing? Oh my god, I've got to be able to see everybody.
Burn commencing in 5.
Okay. Alright.
4.
So I'm seeing... Oh.
3.
Oh my god.
Come on. 2.
Oh my god, okay.
And...
Oh, Will. I'm telling you, Will is going to have such a bigger part in this season, surely. He's got to. Oh, Eddie. Oh, Dustin, of course. Dustin was gonna be, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is not. Oh, oh my god, oh my god, oh wow. The duos.
Forever.
Oh. Oh my god. my god! Oh my god!
Wherever this blood leads.
Yo. Oh my god!
Fight one last time.
Oh, Dustin, Steve hugging.
Let's end this, kid.
See, that's what I'd prefer to have seen more of last season. Yo! Oh! Oh my god, Vecna.
Found you.
Oh my god! Bro! The final season. Exactly, bro. Holy shit, bro. I'm gonna have to go through it again, but like, I just wish that we saw, like, Steve and Dustin should have way been more together. Like, they were, I think they're one of the duos that we always want to see, right? And I feel like last season was really lacking that aspect. I feel like we didn't need Steve to be with, like, Nancy and everyone. He's always with the children, though. But I do wish that he was just kind of the dad, you know, of that whole group. I wish he wasn't, like, trying to be with Nancy at all. Like, I wish that they didn't have that romantic, like, thing at all, you know, anywhere. But that was interesting, the whole first part, right? I'm trying to see who's actually there. So Joyce, Nancy, oh my god, Maya Hawke, the character. Bro, why did I forget her name? Why? So Will, 11. Lucas is there, but he's, like, outside with, like, binoculars. Interesting. It's interesting that Mike isn't there, unless they just didn't show his face, but he doesn't look like he's there. Maybe they're trying to find out where he is, essentially, but I don't know. Hopper's somewhere else. The flashing lights, Will outside. I'm just going through it kind of slowly so that I know really what's going on. Every time I need to pause, I'm going to pause, you know. So I'm not really going to... Yeah, so the burn in hell, you know, on Eddie's tombstone. So how old would he have been? 1966 and 1986 is when he died. So he would have been 20. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I did not actually... Oh yeah, no, because he was let... he was, like, held back multiple times, so that makes sense actually that he's 20. But I was just thinking because he was in high school. But that makes sense, like, we already knew that he was held back. Okay, right now, yes, obviously Max was in the bed, and Lucas, honestly, she looks better though, because I think in the last time we saw her, she was, like, all bandaged up and everything, you know, she had, like, broken limbs and everything, right? I think she had everything broken. So the fact that she's actually, you know, it actually looks like her body might be better now, because she's got no casts on at all. And obviously Lucas is there holding her hand, still crying. Yeah, of course he would be. I feel like that fire isn't really helping at all, you know, the fact that they're flaming the fire. I don't think that's going to help. I don't really know what they're flaming, but if it's the organism thing, then it's not going to really help, I don't think. Although when that happens, doesn't that hurt Will? So unless because back then when they were doing that, it was still in him, right? But now that it isn't in him, maybe it won't have that effect on him anymore. I don't know. Hopper and Joyce sitting there. I'm assuming they're going to be having, like, a heart-to-heart conversation about everything that's going on, maybe like a reboot type thing. I don't know. We'll be seeing that again. This, oh my god, this, okay, I'm gonna have to put this clip in for sure, but this screenshot is everything to me actually, because I love these duos, Jancy and then Steve and Dustin. Like, I love this so much, because you just know that in this, Dustin and Steve are definitely gonna have a hug in some scene here, right? Because we already see the hug in the trailer, and I'm pretty sure they're wearing these clothes. And then Nancy and Jonathan are finally back to like working at the same time, you know, the same, you know, I don't know, like the fact that Nancy starts crying at some point though kind of scares me, because she doesn't have Jonathan there with her, which means that he might die in this season, which is what I already said. I feel like it's going to be Steve or Jonathan in reality that's going to die, and I feel like more people would be annoyed if Steve died, you know what I mean? So I think they're making it so that Jonathan dies, but that's going to be way worse, because the whole point of this whole thing for Jonathan technically was always to find Will, right, to help Will. And if that's going to be the case, like that's been the case for real all the time, and if that's going to be the case, right, obviously Will and Joyce are going to lose out, whereas we'd never see Steve's parents at all. So the only person that would be in hell with Steve dying, well, the only people would be like Dustin, you know. I feel like other people will definitely have a hard time, but Dustin, Maya Hawke's character, bruh, why can I not remember her name? What is her name in the show? And then obviously Nancy. I feel like Jonathan will not really care as much, because I mean, it'll actually be interesting seeing Jonathan and Steve in the same scene, because like we never really see them together, to be honest. That I think the last time we did see them together was probably when Jonathan hit Steve, or whenever that was, you know. I don't even know when that was in this in the whole time, but I'm pretty sure that was probably the last time that they actually were in the same scene together. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. But yeah, this is gonna be cool, actually, these four being together. Awesome freaking shot. Oh, the four are friends. That's so cool. So they, wait a minute, I've got to see who it was that was the last hand to put their hand there. I think it was Dustin, right? The last hand. Let me just check, because it went back too quick. Yeah. So the first hand to put the hand down is Finn. Oh my god, what's his name? Oh, bro, why am I forgetting everyone's names in this show? I'm telling you, season 4 was so long ago. I don't remember everyone's names. Mike. Yeah, Mike. And then it was Lucas. And then it was Will. And then they're waiting for Dustin to put his hand there. So I'm assuming this is where Mike's leadership is better, because he's the first one to put his hand there, right? He's the, as Will said last time, like he is the heart of this team. Like he really is, if you really think about it. He always has been. And it's so interesting, because I don't think any of these people are actually children anymore, are they? That's so funny. Lucas's hair is kind of crazy, but I actually love the hair he's got. I also love everybody else's hair too. I feel like everybody's really suiting their hair in this season. Like Will always gets the worst haircuts ever, and I feel like they all really suit their hair here. They really do. So they've got their hair. I mean, what? Okay, so Mike and Elle having a scene here. Why does it look like Elle is wearing like bike outfit, you know, when you're riding a bike, but like really fast, I forgot what they're called, but like it looks like an outfit that you wear when you're gonna go like on a bike. Anyway, and then Jonathan saying forever to Nancy here is kind of sad, because they're both crying. So I don't know where they are, obviously, but it looks like they're in the same outfits as they were in the scene when they were coming with with Steve and Dustin, right? So that's kind of scaring me, I can't lie. And then who is it that jumps? Because obviously Vecna or something else. I don't think that's Vecna actually. I think that's someone else, but whoever is trying to grab that person, right? I don't know who that is that they're trying to grab it when they're like crawling across the trees. Oh my god. And then this is all scary. Lucas. Oh my god, wait, is this in the hospital? Where Lucas, oh my god, that's Max, isn't it? I didn't think that was Max actually. You know, but she is wearing the outfit that Max was wearing, you know, like the hospital gown. But I really didn't think that was Max. But it is, yeah. Oh wow, so that's in the hospital. So Lucas and Max still looks like she's in the coma though. She looks like she's still not awake. So he's like just taking her away so that she, you know, can't be found essentially. So he will just be carrying her everywhere if that's the case. Obviously the other people gunning down things. What's happening here? I don't know who this is in this scene, but somebody's like on the floor and then somebody's over them. I don't really know who that is. And then Steve starts driving. I don't know. Bruh. Let me go through it again, because I've got to be able to see everything. Okay, yes, Steve drives into some red thing, I think. And then Will, oh yeah, so I think, I don't know whether Will falls to the floor when these things all start coming in to like this world, or like if he goes like all loopy and stuff. But obviously he's still attached to all these things, right? So if any of them get like hurt, would he, I don't know, is it like the fire aspect? Like, yeah, because he's still kind of attached to them, but I don't know how. So maybe he still gets hurt. I don't know. It's very interesting. And then obviously Nancy's mum and daughter, Nancy's mum and daughter. Nancy's mum and her sister, right? I forgot her name, Holly, I think. And the mum, they're like in some kind of tank. Maybe they're in the bath, I don't know. But they're somewhere, obviously. But I think this is the same outfits that they were wearing in that scene where they look terrified. But I know this is a different actress as well that's playing like the kid, like the Holly character. So I'm assuming they're going to have more of a role in this, like these two maybe. They're going to have more of stuff to do. That's going to be interesting to see what they have to do here. And then something happening up there. Yeah, Nancy crying in the mirror with her hands all bloody definitely does not look like it's a good thing. And Will closing his eyes like that. Dustin and Steve hugging. I do love the fact that Elle and Hopper are together though, because I love when they're partnered up, you know. I love when they're in the scenes together. Oh my god, these are the parts that I need to pause on, because it's like it goes by so quick. I don't know what actually happened in this. So after the bomb thing, everything just goes so quick. So we have Holly. No, that's not the first clip. I feel like I'll be able to see this way easier when... Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure that I get every clip. So, who is that? Is that Will? I think that's Will, right? Screaming, and he's got like all these vines around him and stuff. I feel like that's gonna be Will, right? The one screaming right now. I feel like it has to be. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, I assume he's probably gonna get kidnapped again, or maybe because he's like asleep, right? Maybe he's back in that world again. But then again, the whole world is that world now. So I don't know. Maybe this is in the real world now. It's hard to really tell, obviously, because everything looks terrible. But yeah. And then obviously the next scene was Holly. Yeah, she's scared. And then the next scene was Lucas looking terrified too. And then the next scene is... Oh, it's... Oh my god, what's his name? It's... Oh my god, he's wearing something... He's wearing someone's name tag that says Austin though, but obviously that's... What's his name? Murray? Yeah, Murray. And oh my god, what's her name? I still don't know what Maya Hawke's name in this show is. What is her name? Ugh, this is so annoying, bro. I'm actually so annoyed that I can't remember her name. Like, why? Anyway. Whatever. I'm too dumb. I can't remember her name, so we're just going to ignore that. We're just going to ignore the fact that I can't understand. I don't know what her name was. And then the next scene is somebody driving into some kind of... I don't know. And then the army or something running around. And then I think the next one was Nancy with somebody and she has a gun. So I'm assuming... Okay, it was 11. So she was with 11 and she's got a gun. Obviously Nancy's got the gun because she's always the one with the gun. Oh my god, she like flew in the air. This would be so much easier to do with like just an easier pause aspect. So we go into someone's eye and somebody comes out of somewhere. I can't tell who that was. I don't know if that was Will or 11 coming out of the water. Because sometimes 11 has like a helmet on when she goes in the water, right? I'm just trying to see who it was. Okay, no, it was what's her name? Oh my god, Lucas's sister. It was her. She has like a syringe or something, or like it's either a syringe or a pen, but she has something in her hand, so she looks great as well. Like she's got different hair too. And I always love her character because she's so like sarcastic sounding. Oh my god, yeah, so there's the other body. And what's that? Okay, Joyce. Joyce and Mike and another child. Oh, and then I think, yeah, Vecna. Oh my god, Vecna looks kind of terrifying. Yo, there's so many things that are going to happen in this season. I can already tell, and I'm just scared. Bro, I'm terrified. I can't even lie. Ugh, I'm telling you, I don't want anything going wrong with, like, I don't know. I need, at least if anything, I need Will to be alive, you know what I mean? Actually, what's going to be the worst thing to happen? I feel like Jonathan, Will, and Joyce, I just really want them to stay alive, but I feel like Jonathan's the one that's going to die. But I don't want that to happen because we've already had so many instances where Will has almost died. And then, yeah, I hope that we get a scene where Joyce and Will and Jonathan can talk before, like as the three of them before, because we never really have that anymore. Like I think the only time we ever had that was probably in like season 1 or no, not even season 1, probably like season 2. I think that's the only time we ever actually saw them as the three of them, you know, together. Because every time we get Joyce now, it's either with one of them, right? Or we get like the two brothers together. We don't really have them three as a three. So I wish we could see them three together more. You know what I mean? I think we need that. I really think we need that. So I'm hoping that they can have like a good conversation before. Because I love seeing Jonathan and Nancy, but I feel like we need that. You know what I mean? I feel like we need that more than anything right now. The family aspects as well as just the relationship aspects. So yeah, that's my whole thing. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think is going to happen. Goodbye.
That was a lot of like nonsense.
Can't be kidding.